The Dow crashes 309 points. My name's D7 here at Grok Trade, and the markets are bearish. This is the weekend edition. Good through Sunday, December 13th, 2015. On Friday, the Spider's down 1.94%. The Diamond's down 1.8%. The Nasdaq down 2.27%. Russell's down 2.23%. The bank's off 2.2%. Financials off 2.2%. US dollar down a fraction. Crude oil down 2.64%. Silver off more than a full percent. Gold, though, up more than 0.5%. The VIX spiking higher, 15%. Here we are looking at the markets. But do not fear. We are here to help you. And there is a way to make big money when the markets go south. First thing I want to do is for you to protect your capital. Go to Grok Trade, and there's a hidden link right here, right below the big green box, hedging. Learn to hedge. That will protect you. The second thing I want to share with you, if you go up to the top, Stock Picks V newsletter. We are the only newsletter out there that I know of that gives you a bearish list. I'm going to highlight a couple for you. Here on the bull list, if you would have bought INSY off of our list, your account would be up over 13%. Or TREE up over 5%. Bullish, even in this big bearish market. But here's our bear list. Look at all the huge money that you could have made. A huge amount of money here with the markets going bearish. And again, you find that at Stock Picks V newsletter. You get 2 weeks free. Make sure you do that. Here we are looking at the spiders. We're going to look at the daily, the weekly, and the monthly, and I will make you very educated about what's to come up next. I know I'm going to be moving quickly, so you can pause the video. Make sure down here at the bottom you can click high definition. Look at this in full screen. If you are at Facebook, like the video, but make sure you go high definition. If you're at YouTube, high definition, go full screen. You'll love what you are getting. All right, gang. Here we are looking at the S&P 500 ETF called the Spider. Huge drop. Boom! To the downside on big volume. Remember that support area I said be watching for? Well, we cleared that. We have a lot of downside potential here. The market's in big time trouble. Look at the big double top. Double top right there. M for murder. M for murder. Diamond's daily chart, okay? Daily. Boom! To the downside. Looking bad. Nasdaq, boom, to the downside. And Meerkat likes to call it bam to the downside. Bam. Big drop. Nasdaq closed at the day's sessions low on Friday. Russell's was at this support level. Bam to the downside on big volume, continuing the slide. It's just hugely bearish out there at this moment. The Banks daily, continuing the slide. Look at the trajectory. Big M. See that double top? Big M for murder. This is bad news. Big drop, and just a slide on the MACD oscillators on all these. Here's the financials, big drop. Financials ETF XLF. The dollar, it just sideways move for the most part. Crude oil at a 7-year low, it just keeps crashing down lower and lower. Silver daily chart. Check this out. This is huge. I'm half tempted to buy silver right now. And let me show you why. Last time we got to this level, see this gap down, we got this big white candlestick at a support level, and then we started to go up right after that. Sure enough, we gapped down at that level. Why at that level? You had the specialists and market makers that know this level is an area where buyers come in, so they're going to open it low. because they will make a market for those people who are willing to buy there. So the people that have stop losses sold at that level to those buyers, and you get a big bounce off of this trend line. Now, this trend line has been drawn for a long, long time, and you guys remember this. Support, and look where we're at right now. It's not by accident. This is all by design. For you engineer types out there, you love this stuff. And we teach this and been teaching it a long time. I've been trading nearly 18 years. I love technical analysis. So we have a gap to fill. We have some resistance to get through, but this could be a low for silver. Gold, let's go to gold. Gap down, run up. It's looking like to me this thing is wanting to head higher. VIX, huge spike. Here's their double bottom. See the double bottom right here? The W for win, W for wonderful, W for wow. Boom, to the upside. That means the fear is spiking at this moment. The other thing I like to do on the weekend edition is I like to go to the weekly charts. This is the weekly chart on the spider. Remember how last week I was saying, hey, warning, 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 be careful. Sure enough, this week, boom, to the downside. Bad news. The diamonds. Right here at resistance, we drop. Now, what's interesting here on the diamonds is we've been down here before, and the very next bar was a big white one. See this? Down here, big white. Will we get that next week? This is something I'll be watching for. NASDAQ had this big red, then a white. Here we got a big red. Look at that. They look identical, like twins. Will we get a twin white? Will that happen? It certainly could. Russell's has this bear flag. We drop, bear flag, boom, to the downside. Crossing, breaking resistance. So we have a trend line that has been broken here. Now, if I were to draw another trend line, I'll drop this from this low to this low. We are at support, So that is so interesting to me. My prediction was a drop. Sure enough, we got a drop. If we break down from this support, man, look for a sizable sell-off in the markets. The banks weekly chart. The banks. And before we saw this week, we were at resistance. I said, warning, 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 look for a drop. There's our drop. Just bam, to the downside. Just look for more downside potential. We have support. It'd be interesting to see what it does at that. XLF, this is the financial sector. Up, sideways, breakdown. Wow. US dollar, this is a weekly chart. I'm going to get rid of these lines. And I'm going to get rid of that for now because we're trending higher here. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what that does. Crude oil, weekly chart. Breaking that support line. Look at this. This line coming across, it broke that. We're at this support line. Be interesting to see if this will hold or if that will get snapped. Silver, weekly chart coming up. On the weekly chart, I said be looking for a rally. This week was very bearish. Oh, look at this. We actually dropped, closing below a trend line. So that's not so much. I'm going to get rid of that because we did not get that pop that I was expecting. It started to. We drop. We popped. We should have had follow through. We did not. That's problematic on silver for a weekly chart. Now, if we go bullish immediately, that could, like we talked about on the daily, that could be interesting. Gold, let's take a look at this. I'm going to tweak this line. So we're at a support level on gold, and will it rally up from that area? Certainly could. VIX weekly chart. If we look at this, pop. It's popped above these moving averages. It'd be interesting to see if that will continue higher. Now, monthly charts, which are pretty important to us. We're just getting started here in these markets. But the spider for the monthly chart, remember I said we got problems. We had that big M. Well, we're starting to do a big double top M again, but on the monthly chart. We come up here to this resistance area. Now we dropped. For the month so far, check this out. Blow this up. Again, watch this in high definition, full screen. We have a lower high and a lower low. That is a pivot candle. That is a bearish engulfing reversal pattern at a resistance level. After it broke out of the channel, went in this up channel, it broke the channel, it drops, it rallies up. What was support is now acting as resistance right there. And now we have a pivot candle, lower high, lower low, to the downside. Warning, warning, a warning. Diamonds, monthly chart, same thing. We broke out of the channel down, we go up, warning, 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 lower high, higher low. So that's an inside trading candlestick. Still warning. NASDAQ, let's see if it will tell us. We have equal high. There's our tweezer top. That is very bearish, tweezer top. Higher low, closing at the week's low. That could be very, very damaging. Or we're at the month's low so far. I'm sorry, month's low so far. Russells. We drop, we pop, and then bam, to the downside. Tweezer top, big engulfing, problem. So, volume fairly light so far, but we're only halfway through the month. Banks, I said, look at that to go bullish. Perhaps we could be going bullish here because we broke through. No way. The bank said we are crashing and burning. Look at this. We had resistance. We dropped. Resistance dropped. Resistance broken. And now almost a tweezer top, but a bearish engulfing and right back down. Ouch. So I'm going to tweak that and do that. So now we are at resistance, swing high resistance, shadow resistance, swing high resistance. There are the new trend lines. We're still in a rising wedge, still in an uptrend until this is violated on the monthly chart. The markets could still be intact. Here are the financials monthly chart. We go higher, we start to drop. I'm going to tweak that line. Oh yeah, of course that should have been tweaked. Of course that's it. I don't know why it was sagging down there. Big rising wedge, which is bearish. We break down. Resistance, we're breaking down again. Lower high, lower low. Financials are in big time trouble on the monthly chart. US dollar monthly chart. I thought we had a high base breakout starting to make it. It's not doing it yet. That could be a fake out, not a breakout. So we'll see if we can still go higher here. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm not as convinced that this thing's going to rocket higher. It started to do that, but it's been a choppy market, and you guys know that. Very, very choppy. Monthly chart on crude oil, I thought, hey, falling wedge, it's at an apex, look for it to rally. Now, gang, listen to what I'm saying here. A month's not done yet. This could bleed out, but if it rallies back and buyers start coming in soon, that's going to be a hammer. Hammer at the apex of a falling wedge, that's going to be hugely bullish on crude oil. However, how do you fight an increase of production? Very problematic for investors in oil. Silver, monthly chart at support. We're at this like critical support area. I mean, this could be a genius trade to the bull side. If we start to rally, this is just a very interesting place. Gold, same thing. This could be a big time opportunity. Thumbs up. I'm going to keep it a thumbs up. If it breaks out, thumbs up. If it breaks down, bad news. We're at a critical mass at an apex. Gold and silver is going to make a big move sometime soon. You're hearing it here. VIX monthly. VXX. Drop, sideways. We blow this dude up. It looks like we're rolling over to the upside, like we got some upside potential here in the markets. Now, gang, some of you are new traders or you've been trading a little bit. You need to fill in some holes. Right now, go to freeonlinetradingeducation.com and I'm going to give you free courses. There's 6 courses here. Fill that out. And we will send you emails of downloadable trading tutorials. We will start training you. And there's live charts here that you can mess with in the chart school. If you haven't seen that, it's the coolest chart school online today. Everybody should know about that. Again, We thank you for your business. Thank you for watching the video. And if you like it, and share this thing.